A dose of quotes from Mark Twain. It is by the fortune of God that in this country we have three benefits: freedom of speech, freedom of thought, and the wisdom never to use either. Everything in moderation except whiskey, and sometimes too much whiskey is just enough. You cannot trust your eyes if your imagination is out of focus. Some things you can't find out, but you will never know you can't by guessing and supposing no. You have to be patient and go on experimenting until you find out that you can't find out. Words are only painted fire. A look is the fire itself. So then I didn't care no more about him, because I don't take no stock in dead people. I find that, as a rule, when a thing is a wonder to us, it is not because what we see in it, but because of what others have seen in it. We get almost all our wonders at second hand. Honesty is the best policy, when there is money in it. The proverb says that providence protects children and idiots. This is really true. I know because I have tested it. A historian who would convey the truth must lie. Often he must enlarge the truth by diameters, otherwise his reader would not be able to see it. You can find in a text whatever you bring, if you will stand between it and the mirror of your imagination. You may not see your ears, but they will be there. One ought always to lie when one can do good by it. If there is no smoking in heaven, I'm not interested. If God had meant for us to be naked, we would have been born that way. Life should begin with age and its privileges and accumulations, and end with the youth and its capacity to splendidly enjoy such advantages. A well put together unreality is pretty hard to beat. Inherently, each of us has the substance within to achieve whatever our goals and dreams define. What is missing from each of us is the training, education, knowledge, and insight to utilize what we already have. Cheer up and let's go on trying. Truth is the most valuable thing we have. Let us economize it. Goodbye, if we meet. The less a man knows, the bigger the noise he makes, and the higher the salary he commands. One of the proofs of the immortality of the soul is that myriads have believed it. They also believed the world was flat. Never regret anything that made you smile. I am opposed to millionaires, but it would be dangerous to offer me the position. I never let school get in the way of my education. We must take things as we find them in this world. I don't need a friend who changes when I change and who knows when I nod. My shadow does that much better. There is no easy or quick plan to happiness. There is no single spot where you can start. Where you are right now is the best place to begin. Man is the reasoning animal. Such is the claim. The timid man yearns for full value and asks for a tenth. The bold man strikes for double value and compromises on pair. We are so strangely made. The memories that could make us happy pass away. It is the memories that break our hearts that abide. Whenever I get the urge to write, I lie down and it usually passes. It does us all good to unbend sometimes. I know all about audiences. They believe everything you say, except when you are telling the truth. It is never wrong to do the right thing. When all else fails, write what your heart tells you. There is not an acre of ground on the globe that is in possession of its rightful owner, or that has not been taken away from owner after owner, cycle after cycle by force. Principles have no real force except when one is well fed. They say I work for the angels, they never said I was one. No country can be well governed unless its citizens as the body keep religiously before their minds that they are the guardians of the law, and that the law officers are only the machinery for its execution, nothing more. It's better to be an optimist who is sometimes wrong than a pessimist who is almost always right. Sometimes too much drink is barely enough. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns a lesson he can learn in no other way. Man is the only animal that loves his neighbor as himself and cuts his throat if his theology isn't right. If we should deal out justice only in this world, who would escape? No, it is better to be generous and in the end more profitable, for it gains gratitude for us and love.